Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel. Long time no talk directly to you for a review video. I explained why in my May monthly vlog on my vlogging channel, why I do mostly voiceovers now. It's because my family is really loud and everyone works from home. So between everyone talking to each other and the dog barking, and I live on a street where there's a lot of children and babies, so it gets really loud really fast. But today was the perfect day. There's like no one around, my family is all out, which is rare, and my dog is sleeping. So I'm taking advantage of this moment to talk directly to you guys, so it feels a little more natural and relatable. So I'm really happy to be doing this right now. I'm filming a ton of videos in one day to take advantage of this glorious moment. But today, if you can tell by the title, I am reviewing another Klairs product. If you don't already know, Klairs is one of my all-time favorite brands. So whenever they upgrade a product or whenever they come out with a new product, I can't wait to try it out because it's a brand that works gloriously for my skin. None of the products from their brand has ever caused me trouble, so I really like to test out the new stuff and see if it holds up to how the rest of the product line has held up over the years. I have a combination dry, sensitive skin that can be acne prone. Back around 5 or 4 years ago, it was seriously acne prone with severe acne that could be on a cystic level. But as I've gotten older and with, lifestyle changes, using Korean skincare for long-term purposes, my skin does not at all get the same type of acne it used to in the past 5 to 6 years ago. Whenever I do get acne, it's usually from blackheads becoming irritated, which is what happened right up here recently. One of my blackheads, I guess, got really irritated and turned into a little tiny pimple. So that's what's going on up there. For the rest of my face, I get irritation acne. And what that is where you get hives, but they're in the form of tiny pimples. So it's not necessarily acne pimples, it's irritation. So it's an allergic reaction, which I can get from over-exfoliating, I can get from my skin becoming seriously dry, I can get it from using a new makeup product and skincare product that my skin just really doesn't like. Specifically, I can often get it from foundations that have fragrances in them or skincare products that have fragrances in them that my skin does not like. So you can see my skin overall is really good these days. I do get hyperpigmentation after I get any form of irritation. This is called PI, which is post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. It's when you get a pimple or you get an allergic reaction on your face, you're going to get dark marks after that can last anywhere from a couple weeks to 6 months or even longer for some people. So that's a little background on my skin, but let's hop right into the review and stop babbling on. So this is the new Klairs Midnight Blue Calming Sheet Mask in the Klairs Midnight Blue range. They already have a Soothing Blue Cream, which was the first initial launch. Then they came out with the Blue Drop Serum. Now they have the mask sheet to go with the entire range. This range of skincare from Klairs focuses on repairing and intensely calming the skin, and it's generally most appropriate for people with hypersensitive skin, people who've recently been in a lot of sun exposure, people with sunburns, or people who just have an allergic reaction on their face, or for people who want to use a skincare product that has really strong antioxidant effects without the use of a vitamin C product or vitamin E product. So it's very skin repairing, very nourishing, strong anti-aging, and calming and soothing for irritation of all types. So if I had to say who this brand or line would be most ideal for, the Midnight Blue line would be, like I said, people with hypersensitive skin or people who have just experienced an extreme allergic reaction on their face or people with sunburns. So I do not currently have any of that, unfortunately, so you're not going to see any drastic results with this face mask. I have used it once before to get kind of a general feel for the product, but this will be my second time using it, and I figured I'd share my overall opinion of it with you guys now that I kind of feel like my opinion is more well-rounded and not necessarily a first impression. So looking at the back of the sheet masks to the ingredients, it looks like the ingredients actually aren't that earth-shattering or huge. It's a very minimal ingredients list. There's a lot of stuff in here that I personally am not familiar with, but there also is stuff in there I am familiar with, like butylene glycol. I got willow bark extract, glycerin, arginine, carbomer, betaine, allotonin. They have centella asiatica extract, which is really good for healing and calming. They have tea tree oil, which is interesting because it is a calming mask. Tea tree oil is an antibacterial, which you commonly see in acne treatment products. And then the rest of the stuff is ingredients that I personally could not list off to you and give you any information on. I'd have to look it up, I'm sorry. But it does seem like an interesting set of ingredients. So the mask sheet itself is black in color, and it comes in 2 parts, which for me, I personally like because I do have a smaller face, I guess. So with sheet masks that are one size, I usually have to rip them, cut them, or fold them to properly fit my face. This one, however, I do not need to do that with, which I love. So here is the bottom half of the face, which would go just like that. And as you can see, it's a rather thick texture, kind of like a cotton. And that's just a little close-up of what the texture of it looks like, just to get an idea. I have no makeup on. I do, however, have eyelash extensions on, so I cannot take those off to demo this purpose, but otherwise I have a freshly cleansed bare face with no toner, serum, or anything. It's getting really dry right now, so I'd really like to put this on, so let's go for it. It does smell like tea tree oil. I did really like how there was no fragrance added to this sheet mask, because as someone with sensitive skin, that can either be a make it or break it for me. Well, not even a make it. It's usually like makes me really concerned, and then if it doesn't break me out or cause me irritation, I'm happy, but I'm still like, would prefer if that was not in there. So good on you, Klairs, for doing that. I love it. Instantly on my skin, it feels really cooling, and this face mask was not placed in the fridge prior to application, so that is a bonus. The texture kind of feels like their toner. So if you've tried the Klairs Supple Preparation Facial Toner, it feels like that. If you haven't tried it, it's a consistency in between a liquid and a hydrating serum gel. So it's not quite thick like a gel, and it's not thin enough to be considered a liquid. And it's not sticky, but it does have a bit of a density to it. So like I mentioned, there isn't going to be a drastic difference in my skin appearance-wise because I don't currently have any massive red pimples or really blemished skin or red patches on my skin, but it is definitely going to give me a boost in hydration. And I can say right now, the entire area of my face where this has been applied is feeling very cool. So not just my nose and my inner cheeks where I'm more sensitive, but my entire cheek and forehead and just everywhere where this mask is feeling really cool right now. I'm going to go ahead and apply the bottom half of this face mask and leave it on for 10 to 15 minutes, which is the recommended time frame, and then come back and let you guys know what I finally think. So here we go. Alright, so I officially waited 15 minutes, the full amount of time, and it's really important that you do no more than the time suggested on sheet masks, because the thing is with sheet masks is once the initial amount of serum is absorbed into your skin, as the mask dries on your skin, it can start to pull that product out of your skin back into the mask. So with wash-off type masks, it's easier to leave it on a little bit longer than the recommended time, but with sheet masks, you really should not leave it on any longer than the recommended time. But my skin feels really chilled, really cooled down. It doesn't feel super moisturized, but it definitely does feel moisturized. In my opinion, I would not consider this a anti-aging mask if you're of mature skin looking for something that's going to give you an intense moisture boost. But if you're looking for something that's going to give you a lot of hydration and calming and cooling, then I think this definitely is a good one to use because my skin feels really chilled and cooled, and the fact that it has some ingredients in there for fighting against acne, being the Centella asiatica extract and the tea tree oil, definitely is a bonus for anyone who has sensitive acne prone skin looking for a sheet mask that will target their acne gently and also give like a lot of hydration and skin repairing and restoring. So my skin feels really, really good. So I'm just going to pat in the excess. I think the redness on that pimple is a little reduced, but not significantly. I mean, it is an active pimple, so it's going to be red no matter what. But yeah, it definitely feels really, really good. So I think I like that sheet mask a lot. Not too heavy. It's absorbing nicely into my skin, and it definitely calmed down my skin. So in my books, I definitely really like this sheet mask. Would I buy it again? I'm not too sure at this point because I don't use sheet masks this often, but I think I would probably like to always have a couple in my collection in case I spend too much time out in the sun during this summer season, because I know that's already happened a couple times now. I've forgotten to apply SPF and my skin has gotten a little toasty on the face, which is not something I'm proud of, but definitely is one I would like to keep in my collection for times like that. But for me, when I use a sheet mask, it's something that I like to use to kind of be like a intensive treatment for my skin. So I'm not really one to use sheet masks that do kind of the bare minimum. I like sheet masks that go above and beyond and give me the treatment that I want. You know, who else is like that? Are you? So let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to hear if you guys have tried this sheet mask out before, or if you're like me and you like your sheet masks to be an intensive treatment. I think this one is really good, but maybe just not something I would splurge on all the time. It definitely would be a specialty thing, not a regular thing. So yeah, I mean, I liked it. There was nothing wrong with it, but I don't know. Oh, I know. This would be a good sheet mask for before you do your makeup. That's what it would be amazing for. Yeah. It definitely would be amazing for that because my skin is absorbing it amazingly and it's nice and cooled down. So yeah, I think that would be the times I would want to do this sheet mask, is before date night, before girls' night out, but just generally before my makeup if my skin needs a boost. So yeah. Anyways, thumbs up this video if you guys enjoyed it, comment down below, and of course subscribe if you want to see more skincare review videos, skincare videos in general, makeup tutorials, occasional hair tutorials, and the occasional fashion haul lookbook. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye!